Hey there, starlings. Welcome to my sector of the universe. This is Jess from Capella Wellness, here to help you step into your truth and star into your power. For those of you who've never been here before, welcome. Thank you so very much for being here for the first time. I'm so glad you're here. For those of you who are returning, thanks for coming back. If you didn't watch my live stream last night, Saturday night, June 25th, I highly recommend you watch that. Big messages there from the Archangels. This is your weekly Archangel guidance, okay? Whatever the Archangels want to convey to you at this time for the week is what we're going to do here. I greatly appreciate you being here. Please give this video a like. Share this with someone who will benefit from these messages once you are receiving them. A lot of people can benefit from a lot of things. I would greatly appreciate your support in doing so. I do offer personal readings in case you don't already know that, if you're new especially. All my information is in the description box below. If you'd like to sow a seed into this reading, by all means. If you feel drawn to do it, there's a link to make a donation, or you can pick something from my Amazon wish list if you want. All that is in the description box. All right, here we go. So we're going to look into what the Archangels have for us for this week. Holy Spirit, Archangels, good. Okay. It didn't take too long, did it? Archangels have spoken. That's what I'm hearing. Thank you for your wisdom, your guidance, your support, and your clarity. We have 3 cards here. All right, let's see what they are. First card out is the 3 of coins. Okay. We have the 3 of coins here. We also have the 10 of cups. All right, we've got 10 of cups there. What a beautiful picture. This deck is awesome. It feels so warm and inviting, and just like, oh, somebody wants to just cuddle up with you. Like somebody's imagining this type of life with you. That's just what I got off the top of my head. Oh, now this is very different. The 3 of swords. Okay. All right, now remember to take what resonates, leave what doesn't, but be honest with yourself and your situation. You're not honest with yourself and your situation, what's going on. This is not going to help you very much. I speak truth and nothing but truth here. I always talk about, before I do these readings, I ensure that I am speaking of nothing of other than the divine truth through these readings, okay? And the truth is of God. It is authenticity, it is integrity. That's what's going to help you to manifest those things that you want, but more so to be at peace in life, okay? The bottom of the deck, the overall energy here is the Empress energy. This was at the top of the deck in last night's live, so that's significant. So, for those of you who were resonating with the message in my live last night about you are in this divine feminine energy, whether you're male or not, okay? You're female or you're not. Male, female, doesn't matter, it's energy. You are just going with the flow. You are fully trusting in divine timing. You are already integrating and embodying this feminine energy in your everyday life, because this is the overall for this week. So what's happening here is, if you are in this positive light, you are radiating this luminous light, and you are just, you've planted the seeds. You've been watering them, giving them fertilizer, not putting Miracle Grow on them, because that means you don't have patience. All right, you have been trusting that what God is going to bring to you, He will bring to you at the right time. But you're also nurturing yourself, taking care of yourself, making sure you are always at a high vibrational state as much as possible. Okay, there are times where it's like you get thrown off and it's like, I just can't be in this energy right now, but you go to God about it and you say, God, get me back into this divine state. Okay, get me back into the divine flow. She's fully in the divine flow here. There goes the pump. But anyway, so when you're in this energy, okay, it's all earth. This is Aphrodite. This is Venus energy. You're taking care of yourself. You're not settling for second best. You trust that God will bring the best to you at what you were vibrating at. You will wait for it, but you're not sitting there twiddling your thumbs in the process. Okay? There's also something about motherly energy. Maybe there's something about a mother here. Okay, that is for somebody specific, because we have the 10 of Cups. There's something with family here, all right? Work, heartache, family, but we'll get to that in a little bit. But there's more so, some of you may be mothers, some of you may be single mothers, and even while you are a single mother, you're still putting yourself first. This is talking about healthy selfishness. There is such a thing. If I don't take care of my energy and myself and do what gives me pleasure, do what makes me happy, my son will see that. My son will pick up on that, right? And then if I'm not in the highest of energy, that transmutes to my son, and then my son's like, I can't take care of my son. I can't be there for my son, right? There's something about family here, like these, it's like a duty, not an obligation to be that mother. But remember, this has come out before, and this is coming out again. There are these preconceived notions about what motherhood is. You know, you put God first and foremost, and you make sure that you're well taken care of. When your energy is that high, it radiates around you. It affects everybody around you. You can actually change people for the better. When you're being this empress of taking care of yourself, eating healthy, like other people are watching you because her skin is glowing. She doesn't look her age. She looks like 20 years younger than who she really is. She is totally in the flow, and she's just like ensuring that she's continuing to take the best care of herself. And other people see this, and people are like, wow, she's such at peace. She's in a complete state of peace. But that's because she's listening to God. When God says rest, she rests. When God says don't do anything today, Empress, she listens. Because that's part of self-care. Rest is part of self-care. We are living in a society where we are taught to be running all day, to rush all day. I have to get this done. I have to get this done. I have to get this done. You know what that does? That takes you out of alignment. It brings you away from God, because that lowers your vibration. It dims your light. You can't hear God. God may be telling you to rest right now for some of you, but you're too busy running around. This is coming from the energy from the live that I did last night with the Eight of Wands. You're like, look, your head is on the table. You're like, I can't do this anymore. Your sword is down. You're not ready to face the battles. You're not ready to face the truth. You're like, no, you're spent. I see Ten of Swords with this, but it's coming through the Three of Swords. There's a lot of exhaustion and grief here. It's like you're so brokenhearted because it just doesn't seem like things are working out for you. Or, you know, again, with this Three of Coins, overworked and overpaid. It's like that health commercial that comes up on YouTube. Work. And then it's like you got family in the middle of it. You see how they're just enjoying the fire, and they're just sitting there in peace. They're not talking. They're not talking. They're not doing anything but enjoying each other, enjoying each other's company. Even the cat is there sleeping with them. This is also for some of you to take a break and get some more sleep. Watch your sleeping patterns. A fire, warmth, vitality, vigor, right? But remember, when you are resting, you free up those energies to where you can have that fire, that vigor, that vitality. There's all these cups, all these chalices around them. That's because they understand what is really important, that harmonious relationships are important, not your job, not overworking at something. And again, when God says rest, you rest. When he says go sit with your spouse, or go even by yourself, if you don't have a spouse, go sit by the fire. If you literally have a fireplace, go put on the fire, even if it's summertime or whatever, or maybe it's winter if you're the southern hemisphere. Either way, put something on that warms you up, like a nice compilation of classical music, of jazz music, or something, whatever that you like listening to. Sit there, get a blanket, maybe get a glass of wine, or get some tea or something, and just sit there and do nothing and enjoy your home. Enjoy the comfort of what is around you, or spend more time with family, spend more time with the people that you love, type of thing, right? That's what an empress does. That's part of the self-care process, right? Yes, she loves to take care of people. She wants to be there for people and is motherly and nurturing. I'm going to help you out. I really want to take care of you. But you've got to take care of yourself first. This message keeps coming up, and this message will continue to come up until some of you start to realize what God is trying to get you to see, what the archangels are trying to get you to see here. It's what I learned to do, right? And kids were sponges. They'll pick up on stuff. Oh, my parents care more about work than about me. Oh, my parents are always busy. Maybe that's normal for me. And maybe your kids, this is for somebody specific, your kids pick up on your busy energy, and what happens, they acquire that energy, and maybe they're very busy. They don't know how to sit down and how to just relax. Energy is everything here, right? Even other family members. If they're dealing with adults and you're like running around like a chicken with its head cut off, and you're working very hard. This is very hard working energy right here. Okay. You're 9 to 5 or something like that. Or maybe you're working on a project and you're so immersed in it. Look how focused he is on the work, paying close attention to the detail. He's building something magnanimous here. Something it's a massive structure, but it's like, there's no family in here. You don't even see like a clock where, okay, it's time to take a break. He is, maybe you do physical labor for some of you. All right. Maybe you are actually building something with your hands, but you're not building something with your hands that you love to do. You may be in a job where you're creating something or you're working on something and you don't really like doing it. You're being asked to create something, to do things that you love. That is what this card is. That is part of self-care. Maybe you're very good with your hands. This came out in the message from last night's live. You're very good at creating something. Cooking, making something with wood or something like that. Or knitting or sewing or making jewelry or, woodwork or something like that. Maybe it's gardening even. Okay. Do what you love. Create by doing what you love. That's what she does. She creates. The mother of all creation, Mother Gaia. You have the ability to create beautiful things in life. And that stems from your God-given gifts and your talents. Now, from what the world is telling you to create for somebody else, for the physical, some of you are working at a job where you're making these things or you're doing these things to put money in somebody else's pockets, or you're building things or whatever this is for you. You know what this is because you're smart. It's benefiting somebody else and it's not benefiting you. You need to start doing the things that benefit you. There's nothing wrong with that. And even if you got a 9 to 5 job, maybe do a side hustle, something on the side, something you like doing. You're very gifted at something. You know what this is. Start doing more of that. Balance out your time wisely. She's very good with that. And again, when God tells you to rest, you rest. But don't rest for too long either, because the energy gets stagnant. You got to have a balance between moving and resting. Moving and resting. God says go, you go. She has her masculine and feminine energies balanced. She knows when God says, hey, look at all the birds in this card. Maybe birds are literally communicating to you. Maybe you're seeing signs of birds. There's a blue jay there. There's a sparrow. There's all these birds I don't even know about. I do know there's a blue jay. There are horses. There's a fox, a family of foxes, a deer, a goose, a family of geese. There's butterflies here. There's flowers. There's a lot of animal totems here for some of you. They may be significant. You take a look at this card, and whatever calls out to you, you should be looking up the meaning of it. There's something about communication here where Mother Gaia, nature, is trying to communicate something to you very huge. This is why when you go out in nature and you spend a lot of time in nature, you get a lot of wisdom and a lot of guidance from that. This is why God tells me to be out in nature as much as possible. This is why God was like, oh, he said, change it up, Jess. Go sit at the outdoor table in your parents' backyard and do the reading there, right? Change the scenery. Some of you need a change of scenery. Some of you need to be outdoors more to connect with God there, because, and you'll see animals. If you see animals on your treks outside, go look them up to see what the meanings are. I saw 2 iguanas today, and I had a dream of a dog coming through my front door with a metal emblem around its neck. I still got to look that up because I'm like, whoa, what was that supposed to mean? But anyway, I also saw 2 iguanas. They're lizards. Lizards talk about the situation you're in is temporary and new beginnings are on the horizon. If you look at chameleons, they have the adaptability. They're able to change in any environment. Pay attention to the animals that you are seeing and look up their meanings. You gain a lot of wisdom through observing nature. This helps with your manifestation skills, but remember, this helps you to get into alignment with manifestation. It's more of the law of vibration and the law of resonance. You could do all the mantras you want. You could write down all the affirmations you want or whatever it is that you're hoping for, but if you are not in vibrational alignment with it and you can't be patient for it to come, it won't come into the physical. Patience is a huge superpower for this feminine right here, because she absolutely knows that divine timing is at play at all times. The bigger the manifestation, the longer it's going to take. There's a gestation period, an incubation period. We all know that when it comes to babies, babies are fully healthy when they're full term, 40 weeks. It's not natural for a baby to not go through those 40 weeks. Okay? Everything needs to be fully developed before that baby is ready to be born. And there's something about, it may literally be about a baby for some of you, okay? Or wanting to be a mother or something like that. But there's patience involved in this. But at the same token, this could also be about projects, your business. God wants you to be at peace first before your business takes off. God wants you to see what you were building, what you were growing. Are you really doing what you love and being patient while doing it? Are you trying to expect the results like the night after, the week after, the month later, the year later? Because God is building something within you with this 3 of Pentacles right here, right? But again, God wants all of us to do something that we love to do. That's part of our superpower. Our creation, we've all been given God-given talents so that we can share with others. This is also student-teacher energy. You're learning to craft something. You're learning to boost up your skills and your ability so that you can be this teacher, this guide, this example to others while you are creating something. We are all creators, but there's the master creator, which is God. If you look at nature, and I say this all the time with that Lao Tzu quote, nature doesn't hurry, yet everything is accomplished. The same thing with the incubation period, with gestation. There may be somebody who's pregnant here who's kind of like, oh my gosh, can I just please have this baby already? Be careful with that. That energy may cause the baby to come out too soon, and there might be some complications with it. I'm not here to be like, this is not judgmental, but this is truth here for somebody who needs to hear this. There's something about whoever's pregnant here, you need to get some rest. Okay, or maybe you are in bed rest or something. You need to be patient. I said, if God's telling you to rest, you rest. It is in God's plan for a healthy baby to be born at 40 weeks. If somebody here is trying to accelerate that, be very, very careful, because you're going against God's plan of nature. Nature does not hurry, yet everything is accomplished. And if you don't already know, the last thing to fully develop are the lungs in a fetus. Okay? That baby's got to be able to breathe. because it's no longer going to have the support of the mother internally in the womb. Once it comes out into the world, it's got to be able to breathe that air outside of you. So whoever this is for, do not rush things, especially if you're pregnant. For others of you, do not rush something. Listen to what God has to tell you. God is trying to build something great in you. That tree doesn't grow overnight. The apples, the fruit doesn't show up overnight. The animals understand this. The animals understand that they're going to be taken care of. They don't rush anything. They know God's got them. Matthew chapter 6, this keeps coming up. The birds don't work, they don't toil, they don't labor. They don't have 9-to-5 jobs, but they get their water. They get their food. That's all that they need. And then they go flutter around like the birds. They go sing their songs anyway. Like the other day, I heard birds chirping in the middle of a thunderstorm. I said, what is that? That happened last week around Father's Day. I have never heard of such a thing. And that was a huge sign for me, because God was saying, you see how these birds are still chirping in the middle of the storm? God was confirming to you to help me to continue to do that. To continue to do what I love and sing while you work, like whistle while you work, like in that Snow White song. The Seven Dwarfs, right? Sing while you're winning. That is a Robbie Williams song. Robbie Williams is the best, by the way. But sing while you're losing too. Because even with the losses, because there could be a loss here. You're grieving over a loss of something. Even with the losses, there's something to be gained from it. But this whole period, you're growing into that tree. You're nurturing yourself during these difficult times, and you're learning how God works and how God is always going to provide for you. The birds. Thank you, God, for that. I'm pretty sure they've been chirping the whole time, and it just brought that to my attention. I keep hearing patience is a virtue. Oh my God, look. 3 threes. 3, 3, 3. God, Christ consciousness, Jesus, Mary Magdalene are in this reading. This is about ascended masters are very close to you if you're dealing with a difficult time. Oh. Okay, this is for somebody specific. I just heard there's a possibility here somebody has lost a child or might lose the child. Look, and I'm saying this with the utmost respect and the utmost unconditional love. I'm coming from my Mary Magdalene presence here. You may have worked too much, and it may have affected your pregnancy. Or you did too much of something. But it's coming from like work. Hands-on work. There's a lot of stress, like a lot of grief. Maybe you were disappointed. You were trying to like work because you needed to pay something off or something along that. You were trying to like support the family or something, or you were a single parent, or maybe you got pregnant and you didn't have a partner and you needed to make sure that you could, oh my God. You needed to make sure you can pay the medical bills or something like that, but maybe somebody got overworked and there's a loss of a child there. If that's the case, this is not for everybody. But somebody needs to hear this. I truly send my condolences, but God's trying to get you to see something. And I'm hearing slow down. If this is something about manifestation for you, somebody here is a manifestation teacher. or something. You teach people how to manifest. God may be asking you to teach something alongside of that, or for you to not put so much work, effort into this, and put more work, effort into you, taking care of your energies, your well-being, self-care. You may be a very giving person, especially you have a job where you're helping people, whether it's like wellness or taking care of people, very Empress-like. But what I'm hearing is that you're on the go all the time, and you're not taking time out to take it easy. You can grow and evolve in that way where you're learning to kind of just be in the divine flow. This is what God is teaching me, especially since the family's been gone, right? And I was like, I get to do all this stuff. And what is God telling me? Nope. Friday, I did nothing pertaining to my mission work. I was doing other things that I loved. Finally going to see a movie on my own, right? Spending time with family. I visited my aunt, her daughter, her husband. And then I watched Beauty and the Beast later on that night. And I was itching to do my mission work. Because I'm a teacher as well, obviously, right? I'm here to help people, to teach them about wellness and patience and not settling for second best and all of these things, especially about resting, taking it easy, right? But I have to do that for myself too, because if I don't do that for Jess, I'm not going to be in the highest energy of all, because she's vibrating at an exceptionally high frequency. If I'm not vibrating at that frequency, I will not be able to hear God and get the messages from the higher realms to disseminate to you that are of truth, that need to be spoken to help you out with your journey, your self-care, your wellness and well-being. This is why I incorporate wellness into this. Wellness is a huge part of birthing things into the physical, if you want to talk about manifestation. But we get to those higher frequencies and we are able to create things that are bigger than ourselves. But a lot also talks about doing things that we love and creating things with our hands or whatever it is, right? We can't be on all the time. So yeah, the Ascended Masters are definitely here. I'm getting more Jesus, Mary Magdalene, Mother Mary, disciples. Look at Jesus. He spent time in meditation. He would tell his disciples, I need to get away from you guys. I need to recalibrate. I need to take care of myself. I need to connect with God so I can continue doing my work that God has sent me to do. Mission work. Doing what I love. And he loved to nurture people and to help people, to heal them. But he had to take care of himself. Jesus wasn't on all the time. Mary Magdalene wasn't on all the time. They had to pull themselves away. And especially when they got to that disappointing level, it was very tough. There was a lot of heartbreak that they saw. There was a lot of pain and suffering that they saw. And Jesus had to take the time out. Mary Magdalene had to take the time out for self-care and nurturing. And they all did what? They went all out in nature. They did not go into the temple. They did not go. There was no church back then. They did not go into a synagogue. Jesus always sat outside. He was always outside to connect with God, to recalibrate, to rejuvenate, to renew his energies and get the guidance from God, because every time he was leveling up. And if you look at the story of Jesus, right, from what we know, he started doing small miracles until he gets to Lazarus. And what does he do? He raises him from the dead. He could not have done that if he wouldn't have done a lot of this. He could not have done that if he was overcome by all the pain and suffering he was seeing, all the grievance-stricken people, right? It hurt him too. It wasn't easy for him. He was a human being. He was not fully of like a godly spirit. He had it within him, but he was a human. He felt these things, and it got taxing for him. He had to learn how to recalibrate, to not allow this, to have him be like, oh my God, God, this is too much. And it's that sword of truth, right? It's clarity, it's breakthroughs, it's justice here. Fairness. Jesus was bringing that righteousness and fairness here. But he also had to balance himself out. Right? Resting. Enjoying time with Mary Magdalene. Getting the energy of the divine feminine. That's what a lot of us do not know about. He had to take some time out. Both of them had to spend some time together. Jesus needed the support, the nurturing, the cuddling, the spooning with Mary Magdalene to help revitalize him too. It was God, him in nature, and Mary Magdalene. That just came out of nowhere. Being the student and the teacher. Jesus was always the student and the teacher, just like the rest of us, so that he can overcome this as he was doing his work. It's the same thing you guys are being called to do. And if you don't have your Mary Magdalene, you don't have your Jesus, this is about friends and family, harmonious relationships. This is idyllic peace. It's in the middle of the Three of Coins and the Three of Swords. You need to find balance, that idyllic peace between your job, your mission work, whatever you're doing, and learning how to just rest. You can even look at this as, oh man, I need to take it easy. I need to take it easy. There could be, for somebody, there's a loss of a job. Either you already lost your job or you might be losing your job. If this is the case, if this has already happened or this happens to you, just know that God is doing this so that you can really start working on this. Because that 9-to-5 job, whatever it is you're laboriously doing, it's not helping you to achieve this. Okay? It's like you're focusing way too much on that job here. And not really trying to get to a high vibrational energy, because this is not pentacles, this is cups. Idyllic peace. Oneness with God. This is harmonious. Finding what truly makes you happy. Emotionally. This is emotional fulfillment. It's also material, but God needs to get you to the emotional fulfillment first before he gives you the material. And part of that involves you finding idyllic peace. I'm going to be talking about this in my manifestation class, because God showed me some massive epiphanies about creating things into the physical, but more so manifesting really big things in the physical. So there's that, something about a job loss or an impending job loss. You may actually be manifesting that, because if you've been told by God to rest and to take it easy and to fully understand that God provides for you, you may be manifesting that because this Three of Swords have gotten too great. Remember, when that heart space is in disruption, it's distorted. When there's a lot of grief-stricken energy and it's like falling apart, right? You feel very brokenhearted. Your heart chakra is closed, or your heart chakra is not free and clear of these energies. There's also like a forgiveness thing here. That leads to everything else about what energy you're putting out there, and that could lead to more grief, more losses, more disappointments. Now, this could even be where if you're going through a lot of disappointments or whatever, it could be a test here. especially if you're already in your job or you're already doing your mission work, and God's like, let's see if you continue to do what you love, even though you're going through the disappointments. Because God's like, I need you to find idyllic peace, even though your job, your business, your projects aren't really coming to fruition. It's really not taking off. You're not seeing physical results. I'm trying to see if you're still going to be in this first, no matter what happens, no matter what your environment looks like. Okay. The other side of this, but this is for a much smaller group of you, for those of you who were vibrating at this, you are full-fledged divine feminine Christ here. Some of you, God has told you to slow down in your mission work, your projects, whatever you're building, creating. Because God was telling you to create. And now God's saying, I need you to rest. Because you've planted the seeds, you did all the hard, laborious work, you put in the effort, you're utilizing your God-given gifts and your talents already to help others. You are already in an idyllic state of peace. And God had you do all these things to plant those seeds. And now God's like, watch what I'm going to do with what you have planted. I need you to rest now, feminine, because things are about to come to fruition. All that hard work that you've been putting on, that you've been putting in, you're about to see the physical results. Again, I got this in the live last night, like the baby's about to slip out. It's time for that baby to be born because you've been patient. Because you're understanding that everything happens in its own proper divine timing. And God wanted you to make sure that even through all those disappointments with what you're building, what you're creating, your business, your projects, whatever this is, you still maintained your idyllic peace. Without your masculine, without other people, because you were that connected to God. She is always following her divine guidance. God says go, she goes. God says stop, she stops. God says rest, she rests. God says take action, start putting in more work. Okay, cool. God says, okay, you've done enough. Again, with those birds, communication. She also listens to the spirit animals. When she sees animals out there, she looks up their meanings and she gets the lessons. She gets the guidance from the animals. And you see how these horses are about action here. They're not running, are they? They're just grazing. It's the foal and the mare, I guess, here. There's a lot of families here in this card. The goose family, the fox family, the horse family, the mother and the child. Family is important. Enjoying time with family is important. But there is a strong energy going back to this. Somebody has been overly focused on work. And there's no judgment here because we've all been programmed to do that. Especially when I became a single mom, I was doing so much. I was doing almost everything. I remember the days I was baking cupcakes for my son's bake sales when at the time he was in Catholic school before we pulled him out. I was staying up to 2, 3 o'clock in the morning baking cupcakes. And then having to wake up at maybe 6:30 in the morning that same day to get ready to do it all over again. That was me being that mom. You know, and my son was always appreciative of it. I'm very blessed for that. But at the same time, I was like doing way too much. You know, the things that we do for our kids can be so simple, and we can teach them a lot by doing that. So a lot of my lesson and my journey especially as a single mom. There's nothing wrong with taking care of myself. Like on Mother's Day or the day before Mother's Day, I was in the pool for 3 hours on the raft that's sitting over there. I chose to do that, and I did not feel guilty. Actually, before I started to feel a little guilty about it, God's like, why are you feeling guilty, Jess, about taking time for yourself? You deserve it. And for those of you who are single parents, it's not easy. But you've got to take that time and spend 3 hours in the pool or whatever, or by the fireplace, or just sit there and do nothing. Go watch a movie by yourself at the movie theater. Take yourself out on dates. I used to do that a lot. And actually, since I've been here, that was the first time I went to see the movies by myself. I did take my son to see the Super Mario movie the other month, in the beginning of May, I think it was. But there's also doing things for myself. It is paramount. So for somebody here who is in this Empress energy, you're very magnetic. You are vibrating at an exceptionally high level because you have found that holy grail to create this idyllic peace and to have harmony within yourself and all around you. Where your example of taking care of yourself and listening to God and being out in nature and the wellness stuff and everything like that, creating, you've been an example for other people to do the same, which has brought a lot more peace into your environment, into your lives, into your relationships. That is a very big thing to accomplish here. And because of that, there's someone coming in. Not only are you going to get support, there's going to be someone coming in, like a business partner or someone who wants to work with you on something, on your business, on your projects, because they see what you can do, what you can create. You're very intelligent, very studious. You're a hard worker. But you know when to stop when it gets too much. So somebody wants to build with you. Somebody wants to work with you on a project, on a business. Somebody's got some ideas that they want to share with you, some plans, because there's some drawn up plans right here. Somebody here is magnetizing, is attracting some they're attracting the Ten of Cups energy. Material and emotional wealth, like the divine relationship here. One where it's blissful, it's harmonious, the family gets along and everybody supports each other and there's this bliss all around. You're going to be moving in with somebody because there's like a male and female here. Could very well be your divine masculine here because you've already been in this energy. Both of you have gone through a lot of healing. There's something about forgiveness or ending separation here. Because somebody sees you for who you are. They see you radiating at this. You're embodying and integrating this into your everyday life. And you're not rushing a damn thing. You're not rushing your masculine. You're not rushing for the Ten of Cups to come in because you know it's coming because you feel it. She's very intuitive. Very intuitive. She feels it. She feels it very strongly. And she knows the separation is going to end in the physical because she didn't focus on the separation. She's a highly evolved being. She learned a lot of lessons as to what the separation was. This separation was for her to get to here. For her to build her own abundance. For her to be understanding what abundance really is. Abundance in peace, abundance in health, abundance in light, abundance in harmonious relationships. Peace all around her. There's nothing that is chaotic in this card. It's a very peaceful looking card. And she's surrounded by it. That separation time was for her to get to here. She's not worried about a damn thing, let alone money. She's in a complete state of peace. And this masculine sees her as this, like, that's a goddess over there. I need to rebuild that our relationship with that goddess there. This is somebody who makes a house a home. This person wants to have a family with you. And if they already have kids, this is a blended family. Okay? There's a lot of happiness and contentment here. But this person also wants you to be the mother of their current children or child, but also having a child together. Okay? You are manifesting like the ultimate relationship, the divine relationship. And you learned a lot, the student, that you can create a beautiful life for yourself, and you boosted up your abilities, you boosted up your talents, your gifts to help others. Your vibration really skyrocketed. Your health is on the high. You're very self-confident but not egotistical. You're not self-conscious about anything. You're not insecure about anything. Your body, your lifestyle, like what you believe to be true for yourself. You have a very, very close relationship with God. There's that motorcycle. Something's like taking off there. You found the ultimate happiness here in finding peace in your life. And your person has seen this. Your person has seen how much you've grown, learned, and evolved. And it's like, that is the idyllic partner. That is the person I want to spend the rest of my life with. Because there's somebody, some masculine here, who's like a homebody. They just like to sit there and just enjoy music or enjoy a glass of wine. And it's something simple. There's a song that came to me from my masculine. I don't remember who it is, and I'm using my phone so I can't look it up, and I don't have my iPad here. But it's like it's Simple Things or something like that. It's kind of like a country song. It came out when I was at Target. My person sends songs to me while I'm in Target because he likes Target. But anyway, there's something about this person just likes to sit by the fire, or they just want to cuddle up with you and have a blanket. There's the glass of wine there, whatever. The cat, you may have a cat, they have a cat, and just enjoying each other's company. You don't always have to go out to a fancy restaurant or do something, going out to places. This person likes the simple things because they like physical touch. They like to hold you. They like to just be in the present moment. There's nothing crazy going on out there. It's just you and your person and the cat, and the kids are probably asleep or whatever this is, or they're gaming or whatever. And you guys are just in a state of peace, in a state of bliss. Everyone is just in the divine flow. When you find your divine flow, you transmute that energy to your masculine to be in the divine flow. And you realize that work is in everything, and you guys will have this. This is the ultimate type of family lifestyle relationship. This is why finding peace is so important. So this person is like, we're not separated because you found this in the 5D together. You guys have realized you're just, even when your person isn't in the physical, you feel this insane amount of bliss and peace, because your person, your person's always there. It has to happen in the spiritual before it happens in the physical. And because you guys have found this in the spiritual, and you're feeling this practically every day, you're not feeling heavy, you're feeling very light, very euphoric. And that means your person is starting to feel that too. Now that you're feeling this between the two of you in the ethereal, and you're maintaining that, you're now about to ground this into the physical. And this person wants to be like, I'm just done. I don't want to be in physical separation anymore. I know what the separation phase was doing for the both of us. We were working on ourselves. We were working on the relationship in the spiritual before it could actually work out in the physical. Thank you, Holy Spirit. You got to work on getting there in the 5D before it actually manifests in the 3D. Okay? But this person's like, I want to be physically near them. I feel them spiritually. I feel them. I feel their presence. I feel their spirit. I feel their warmth. But now I want this to happen in the physical. I want to experience this in real time, in real life, okay, with that Empress energy. I want that family. I want more kids. I want like to build something masterful with that Empress. I want to build the family. I want to rebuild the relationship. I know this is the thing, guys. We cannot have the 10 of Cups without somebody else. That's why getting to the 9 of Cups is so important. We find that fulfillment within ourselves by getting to this energy here. You cannot have a divine relationship, the ultimate family lifestyle of bliss and happiness and contentment, of idyllic peace, sharing these beautiful, simple moments with someone. You can't have that on your own. This is a whole leveling up to the 9 of Cups. There are 2 people here. And a cat. There's like, somebody's cat is like a healer. I know my cat was a healer for me. So I'm thinking like, I keep trying to trust in God that I'm going to get my cat back. I do miss that cat quite a bit. So this person's like, I want to have this simple, beautiful life of complete peace. Because you're both emanating that in your lives. You understand that your happiness is of the ultimate importance. Your peace is of the ultimate importance. Kids. There's kids here, right? Now, in the Rider-Waite, the traditional tarot, there are kids in the card, but this is the thing. Especially if you're blending families, you both are going to be able to balance out work and life. Understanding that nurturing the connection is very important. You can't be focused on your jobs all the time and trying to escape, and you come home and it's like you just disappear. You don't have 10 of Cups when you put your work life ahead of everything else. That is dangerous. Simple things. Just cuddling up with each other by the fire, the glass of wine, listening to music, whatever that is. Being in the present moment with your person. That's peace right there. You got to find your own peace first. And this person's like, yeah, even though we have our own kids, because this is, again, it's a strong blended family card for some of you. We're going to be able to manage this. We're going to be able to do our mission work, but there's also, both of you are now going to be doing your mission work together, your assigned, God-ordained assignment. Because this is the feminine doing the mission work now with the masculine, because she tapped out. She's gotten to where she needs to be to prepare herself with her mission work with her person. But even though she's going to be doing her own mission work, the mission work with her counterpart, anything else that she's been asked to do, to create, to build, she and her counterpart are still going to find that time for each other. Because they know what that is. Because they've already learned this during their time of becoming the Empress. And that's the masculine coming into their Empress energy too. So even though with that blended family work, life balance. The kids, the family gets together, they do their thing, and then the kids go do their own thing. It's like what my son and I do, right? We spend time together. I do my work while he's doing school, and then at the end of the day, we'll have dinner together. We'll go do something together. We'll take our walks or something like that. I make sure I check in on him every time, which is a benefit for me, for him to be here while he's learning virtual school, because I check up on him. That's that nurturing energy. Hey, bud, are you good? Yeah, mom, I'm cool. And then it's like, want some lunch? Yeah, can I have grilled cheese, whatever? We do his lunch. I spend time with him there. He goes off in his merry way. I continue to do my mission work, whatever. And then later in the day, we do our thing. And then when that is done, it's just time. Either God tells me to do more of my mission work or to create something, or God's like, do your own thing. Maybe I'll go on the walk by myself or do something else for my health, for my well-being. I've learned to balance that all out. That I don't have to be tending to my child all the time, or have to be tending to the family all the time, you know, because again, family card, because I live with my parents, you know, I balance it out. And it's like, I gotta have my me time, but the most important thing is I gotta have my God time too. And I do that first and foremost in the morning. I spend at least an hour with God, and then talk to my divine counterpart, and then I'm on my merry way. So because a feminine has learned how to do that, to learn how to take it easy, to rest, to take care of herself. The masculine's been seeing this. Like, shit, man, she's this age and she doesn't look like it. She's way more glowing and vibrant than she's ever been since I met her. She's got a business. She's got projects. She's got a kid. She's living with family. She's doing all this stuff. She's got all these things going on. But she does not look like she has a lot going on. That is key right there. That is golden. And this masculine sees this. And it's like, that means she's going to have time for me too. She takes care of other people, her kid, job, everything else, but she takes excellent care of herself too. Which means, this is a big thing, feminines, when you are taking care of yourself and you're like in this immense amount of peace and you're looking the part, glowing and vibrant, and your energy is high, you radiate this light, the masculine's like, shit, that means if she takes that good care of herself, she's going to take care of me too. But this is not codependency. This is talking about taking care of my needs. I just want to sit some time and just not talk and just be. I want to do the simple things, which means the feminine will make time for the masculine, because I'm getting an energy that some of these masculines were married before. Either they didn't make time for their relationship or their spouse didn't make time for them. And for some of them, they needed physical touch. They needed to be physically there, just like, hey, can we just sit around and just like hold each other for a minute and just not say anything? But there's somebody here who like did not understand this. It was work, 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 work. No, I don't want to, there's no teamwork in this. I don't have time to sit with you. I don't have time to chill out with you. I don't have time to have a glass of wine with you. I don't have time to sit with you by the fire. Be very careful with that. And if you're still in this energy, right? If you're not taking care of yourself, that sends a massive message to the masculine. Oh, well, they must not feel like their health is important. They must feel like they're not important. So how am I going to trust that the feminine's going to think that I'm important too? That our downtime is important, even though we have kids, even though we have jobs. How are they going to be so focused on money and not on the relationship, not on their peace, on their happiness? Priorities are big here. Eight of Cups is at the top of the deck as I'm trying to move the deck. This life no longer serves you. There's a masculine energy here where it's like, I don't want to just have a job and just be like working all the time. I want to have this in my life. I can't have that by myself because there's one person here. I want this. So there's a masculine energy. It's like, I'm moving away from this. I'm letting the past go. I'm letting my thinking. I've let go of the material world. I understand what is really of value now. This is of the ultimate value. I just want somebody to be there. We don't have to talk. We don't have to be engaging in something. Not even watching a movie. Just being there, near each other and feeling each other's energies. And then you're telepathically talking to each other. And you're boosting that energy there. That's part of the self-care too in the relationship. So the masculine is like, I don't want that laborious life anymore. I don't want to be focusing on my money, my job, and everything. I want this. Because while you can have someone to take care of you, you're not being codependent on them. But this is nurturing and taking care of the relationship. Because you've got to take care of each other in some capacity by doing these things that are this simple. And this masculine's like, I'm done with that. There is the light at the end of the tunnel. I see what is of value. I see what is meaningful now in my life. They like to be nurtured. They like to be cuddled a little bit because there's somebody here where they didn't get that as a child. Someone grew up with a mom who was very toxic or very hardcore. Like hardcore meaning very tough love. Thank you, Holy Spirit. No, you gotta work. No, I have to work all the time. I can't give you that time of day. I can't play games with you. I can't do this. I can't do that. The rewards are important to me. The accolades, the degrees, the praise, the pomp and circumstance. Somebody starts to realize that's more important. It could have come from a mother or a father who was like a motherly figure to them. That work was important, and you probably acquired that from your parents, a parent. No time for self-care, no time for nurturing, or you grew up with literally a mother who just didn't give you the time of day, who wasn't really nurturing towards you, and you grew up without that. And that kind of hardened your heart, right? Three of Swords. There was like a loss here, or maybe a loss of a mother even, but something about you had a mother, but it felt like you lost a mother because the mother wasn't fulfilling the actual Empress-like role of being a mother, of cuddling and nurturing, holding you like a baby. Maybe they didn't really want to hold you like a baby or something like that. It just didn't really take that good care of you. It was more about like, you got to work on this. You got to build something for yourself. You got to create. You got to work on something. It was work related. Because there's something about like prestige. I need to be well known. I need to have all these degrees. I need to have all these awards. I have to have all these things. I need to be recognized for my work. So I can't have any downtime to being an actual mother. There's somebody for that like that for here. And you may have really lost that nurturing part, and then what happened was you acquired this innate nature to be on all the time, to focus on money, to focus on your rewards, your accolades, your degrees, your job, success. Your job does not define your success. You do. Success is achieving excellent health and peace. Because then everything starts to magically happen for you in the physical. Without really you doing that much laboriously, like in the physical. So somebody here is like, no, I'm done with that life. I don't want that anymore. I want this life with the feminine. The others of you, you're starting to realize, like, this doesn't serve me anymore. I need to walk away from this. It's too painful. It's too much. Like, I'm just done. Some of you literally need to take better care of your health. It's funny because they told me to bring my self-care cards here. And they want me to say this. And this may fall on deaf ears because we're coming on about an hour on this thing, and my guides are like, you're gonna have to say it. People who aren't patient enough to receive these messages, they're totally missing out on achieving this. in life. Because if they can't have that patience to get the true guidance, the truth and stuff like that, they don't have patience for God to bring this into their lives, let alone have the patience to do the work required to get to this frequency. I have to say it. So for those of you who are still here, congratulations. This Queen of Cups looks like somebody I know. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. There's somebody who's heading towards this Queen of Cups, someone who's nurturing, who's very loving, understanding, non-judgmental. Someone who's not full of drama. She trusts her intuition, listens to it, follows it. She takes very good care of herself emotionally. She's always full of that divine love. She has the Holy Grail. She's the keeper of the Holy Grail. She has found what makes her happy. And there's somebody here who's walking away. They're heading towards the 10 of Cups, which is right here. They're like, I want this. And I want it with this queen, with this empress. Someone who's understanding, who just wants to sit there and just cuddle and just like enjoy the moment, the present moment. Very loving, very giving, very warm-hearted. She's very intuitive and very psychic. It's like both of you are very psychic. There's strong telepathy here, like I was talking about. She's found her happiness on her own. She's been patiently waiting for the king, for the emperor. For the king. Same difference. And he's like, he wants to move the relationship to the next level. I need somebody like this in my life who can bring me this. I'm leaving this life behind because this is all I need. It's like the Bon Jovi song, Bed of Roses. Baby, you're all that I need, right? He has a career, a job, music industry. He loves it. He loves to create and write songs. John Bon Jovi's a brilliant musician and songwriter. But he's realizing as he's going on tour, that's why I love that song as much when I did some more research on it. And he's just, and if you listen to the lyrics, he's trying to like, I need to talk to my wife. I need to talk to this empress, this Queen of Cups, because he needs that nurturing motherly energy to keep him going, to keep him from drinking all the time, to keep him from falling into an abyss, because he's a Pisces. And he's like, that's what I need. I need that love, that understanding. And when he would drink a lot, she wouldn't judge him. Okay, John, you got to get back to peace here. You got to get back to your higher self. You got to get back to music is what you love. Go write it out. Write the song. Put your feelings into the song, whatever. This is someone who's very in tune with their feelings and who expresses them through something artistic. This could very well be about your person expressing how they feel. They're like, I have to tell them how I feel about this. About the Empress, about what I want in life. I want this family with you. I want to blend our families. I want to move in together. I want to build a life with you. A family, a new beginning, something that I've never had before. Because you get me like nobody else does. This person's had a huge change of heart here. It's like, I can't hold my feelings in. I have to express them in the way that I know how. I'm not going to be King of Cups anymore. I'm going to move to the level of the Queen of Cups so that I can have the Queen of Cups in my life. And the others of you, you're walking away from this lifestyle that you know is not for you. It's too much to bear. Your intuition's screaming at you to change your lifestyle, to do something different. You best listen to this. That is what you really need to take away from this reading. It's time for self-love and self-care. Working on you becoming this Empress energy, whether you're male or female, doesn't matter. You're letting go of what doesn't serve you. Because this stuff that is keeping you down, especially if you got this pain and suffering, this heartache in your heart space, or you're overly focusing on separation from your person, it's not going to bring you any closer to the Ten of Cups. It's not going to bring you any closer to union, to divine union here. Because the energy isn't there. Fulfillment is everything. Peace is everything. There's strong Pisces energy because they keep drawing me to the fish. Pisces is represented by 2 fish. Look, 5 of Cups is underneath the Empress. See? Loss. Grieving. Heartache. Things didn't work out the way you had planned. Maybe some of you are in a marriage and it didn't work out the way that you planned. Maybe because you guys are on different pages and you see things differently. One is focused on work and the other one isn't. And usually when you don't come to an agreement with that, or you don't see eye to eye on that, this doesn't work out. That's what happened between me and my husband. I still love him the same. Not romantically, but he's the father of my child. It was a huge lesson for me to learn. Because I always put myself last in that marriage. There's nothing wrong with that. I was conditioned to do it that way. I was very subconscious thinking that, oh, I'm going to be selfish if I take care of myself, if I do something for myself. I always feel like I have to take care of everybody else, and then I was the last one. That's not how God wants it to be. It's not. Because then you're not happy. You're overworked. Your vibration lowers, your light dims, and then you attract more of that sadness, the disappointment. Like attracts like. The pursuit of happiness is the ultimate goal here in this lifetime, the pursuit of peace. This is what Jesus was teaching us, and a lot of people totally dismiss that, or they don't even realize that. That is when you're fully aligned with God, you're one with God. When you find that peace and true bliss in your life. And you're doing what you love. Because God gave you those skills and talents to be able to bring you to that state of peace. No matter what society says. God wants us to be happy. And a 9-to-5 job is not going to do it. A job that we don't like, that doesn't bring us peace and tranquility and doesn't bring us good health and stuff, it's not going to do it. Doing what we love is going to do it. By using the gifts that He gave us to create. Because we are all creators. Anything that doesn't align with that should not be in your life. You should walk away from that stuff. To include people. Okay? You have a responsibility of taking care of yourself. God gave you one vessel, and that's it. Nourish your temple. Take care of the temple that God gave you. We're ultimately responsible for that. We're ultimately responsible for our happiness too. Without joy in life, we're not living. And that's how God wants us to really live. And this 5 of Cups here. Disappointments, things didn't work out that they had planned. Past mistakes, not learning from your mistakes. Somebody here keeps repeating the same mistake. Don't beat yourself up over it, but learn from it. I know for me, I kept relearning or doing the same thing over and over again. I was just like, I know what I was doing was just not what I was supposed to be doing, and I kept running myself into a cycle until God was like, wake up, Jess. I couldn't beat myself up for that. It was a huge lesson to learn, and I learned it. I learned so many things. I learned so much from heartbreak and disappointment, and realizing this is going to be part of life, guys. We're going to lose people. We're going to lose things. We're going to be disappointed from people, other things. We're going to make mistakes, but we can't dwell on that. We have to understand what the lesson is. That lesson with that Ace of Swords there. That truth, that clarity. Why did we go through this? Oh, now I get it. And even though we're disappointed, even though we go through these difficult times, we always know where our peace lies. We always know where to find it, our happiness and our peace, no matter what happens in life. God didn't say life was easy. There's always going to be these things that are not going to pan out for us. Why? Because they're not part of God's plan. God always has the better, bigger plan, the happier plan. And it comes to us in ways we don't expect. Someone's feeling unworthy of a mistake that they did. Stop doing that. Or you're not worthy of peace and harmony and a beautiful family and a beautiful life. You gotta stop. It doesn't matter what you've done, like Backstreet Boys, as long as you love me. I don't care who you are, what you did, as long as you love me. God loves us regardless of the mistakes that we made. Shit happens. He knows this, and he's very understanding of this, like the Empress. Very forgiving. We have that ability to be forgiving of ourselves and other people when they cause us grief and heartache and pain. We choose to stay in pain. It is not handed to us for us to sit in and wallow in it. So whatever this is, stop crying over spilt milk. Let this go. There's shame, there's regret. Okay, learn from it. We all do stupid shit. Me included, okay? But it's part of the process. It's part of the grieving process. It's part of the healing with this Three of Swords to get us to this. To where we start seeing the red flags and we heed them. Queen of Cups, trusting our intuition. Super trusting our intuition with the Empress card, and we're like, oh, no, that's not for our highest good, is it? I'm not going to do that. That doesn't bring me happiness. I'm not going to do that. Now, yes, we do have certain obligations, like paying taxes and cleaning the toilet, whatever. Like I was cleaning the shower yesterday, and my parents have a glass shower. It's like, okay, it's a lot of work. I was whistling while I was cleaning that glass shower. I was putting on my journey music and just enjoying it. And I said, God, thank you that I even have a shower to use every day. Right? Even through those things, right? Putting in work. Some of the work that we don't like doing, but sometimes it's like, okay, well, it has to do with our happiness. It feels great to take a shower, right? But we got to keep the shower clean. It's great to have a wonderful meal, but we got to do the dishes. You get the point. So let's get a self-care card for you. 1 second, please do not kill the video. Okay. I forgot to turn my notifications off. It's gonna rain soon. Okay. That was a big message there. I'm hearing the Archangels are really trying to drive this message home. This is very important. It cannot be ignored. But the others of you who are already this, your life's about to change. That Eight of Cups means you're not going to be by yourself anymore, especially if you're a single parent. You're going to have the Ten of Cups soon. You're going to be moving in with somebody else's family. You're going to be blending families. You're going to be having that ultimate amazing relationship marriage. There is a divine union here. Eight of Cups is also meaning that the life that you are in, the environment that you're in, it no longer resonates with your vibration. You are too highly vibrational in the environment that you're in, which is why God is moving you out of it. That Eight of Cups, I'll also, thank you, Holy Spirit. I said something about moving in with a person. Some of you are literally relocating. And cups are about, it's summer. For some of you, it could be this summer. You are relocating. You're moving. Somebody's had a change of interest, a change of heart. They're going after you. And they're going to ask you to live with him, to have a family with them, to move in with him, that type of thing. So there's a strong energy of, because you're vibrating so high, and because God sent you to a place where it didn't match your energy, but you were able to maintain that energy. What happened? You leveled up even more because of it. You still find your peace, even considering the circumstances that you were brought into every time. And God says, oh, you didn't lower your standards, Empress. You didn't lower your vibration because of where I put you, because of the circumstances that I put you in. You stayed here, but you shot up in vibration even more. And God sees this, which is why God is saying, where you're at now, you're not vibrating at that. You didn't lower your energy, so I'm getting you out of there. So for some of you, this is pretending a move. What is the self-care tip for this week for this collective? Holy Spirit, please and thank you. This came out in my live last night, ladies and gentlemen. Write a gratitude list. You see why I was channeling? God is so freaking amazing, because even in my everyday life, I am learning lessons that I will teach soon after. I just talked about cleaning that shower. That is not an easy shower to clean. And I'm like, oh, I'm like, God, can I put this off? God said, clean the shower. But God said, listen to your music, Jess. And then I said, I have to be grateful that I have this shower to use. That I have a bathroom. That I have a room, right? Oh crap, I gotta go switch out the laundry. Gratitude. Be grateful for those things that you have, but also be grateful for the things that you don't have yet. Even when it comes to doing the things you just don't like doing, be grateful. Especially some of you in the jobs that you're in, be grateful for that job. And if God's telling you, be grateful for the job. Don't complain about this job that you don't like. But here's the thing. God's trying to get you to see, start doing what you do like. Don't hate the job. Be appreciative of the job. But understand, this is not your reality. If you're not liking what you're doing, I've given you talents. I've given you something to do. Go do that. Thank God for the problems you don't have. Do you have food to eat? Do you have a shower to take a shower in? Do you have a running car? You and I both know so many people on this planet have way less than what you do. They would kill to have what you have. And there's no need to go out and get more and more and more and more and more. That is a Western world type of thing, especially in the States. We got to have the bigger, better thing. We got to have more of this. We got to have the prestige. We got to have the bank accounts. We got to have the cars and the houses and shit. Nope. Because even that is not really making people happy. It's like my phones. My son asked me, Mom, when are we going to get the new iPhone? I think I'm happy with what the phones are now. I recently paid off both phones. And I said, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I said, give it time. I told my son, give it time. I don't need the next best thing. I don't need the bigger, better thing. It's like my car. I've had it for 15 years. It's slowly approaching 200,000 miles on there. And I'm grateful that it still runs. Yes, I prayed to God for a new car, but I'm going to be patient. But I'm going to be appreciative of the one I have now And I'm beyond grateful that it still runs to this day, even after knowing what the issues are. And I'm already thanking God for the new car before I even have it. That boosts your abilities to actually make it a reality. So this is coming up twice, everybody. And remember, even though you're writing those lists and things like that, you gotta be grateful for those things that you kind of get hang-ups over or you complain about. If you're complaining about things that you've been blessed with, you better change that. You're putting energy onto the universe that you really aren't grateful. God is not going to give you those bigger, better things if you're not grateful for what you already have right now. Be grateful for your masculines too, because they're helping you to learn a lot of lessons to help you to become this Empress. I am, what's the word? There's not even a word for it. I am beyond grateful for God choosing me to be in this type of connection. I'm very grateful. I was going to say to my husband, oh my God, my ex-husband too. I'm grateful for my ex-husband because he taught me a lot too. Everybody teaches us, okay? I didn't expect to get divorced. I didn't expect to be a single mom. But boy, did it help me get to this superpower right here. This energy. I'm very grateful for that. The Three of Swords. I'm grateful for the Three of Swords. That reminds me of one of my members who saw the Three of Swords as like the burn it card. I don't like that card. Purpose in the pain. And even though I went through these very difficult situations with my masculine, I'm still grateful for it. Because he taught me a lot about myself. And he told me some things that were very honest. And it hurt, but it was the truth. And he saw what I couldn't see. And it's like so many words, Jess. You gotta stop doing this. You need to be yourself. And as challenging as it's been then, because it's not challenging now for me anymore, I still give thanks every day. And I give thanks to him and the telepath and the 5D for what he's done in my life and for what so many people have done. So maybe some of you need to be grateful for those people that caused you grief, that caused you pain. They're teaching you a massive lesson. Spend time with animals. You can't make it up. Look what's at the top. Spend time with friends. We got that in my live last night. I'm telling you, if you haven't watched my live, watch it. Look at how amazing this is. This keeps happening to me. Remember when I said I had a dream about a dog that showed up through my front door? And I kind of jolted because I thought somebody went through the front door in the physical. I heard a door open. And then I saw this dog. This is almost exactly what the dog looked like in my dream. What is happening? There's the stag. That is a representation of the divine masculine here. Could even be a wolf, but I'm hearing dog. See, more butterflies. Another cat. Another cat. You got animals, spend time with the animals. Talk to them. I used to talk to my cat Midnight all the time. And she would actually communicate back with me. Okay? My gifts with communicating with animals is heightened actually. It's the craziest thing ever. Spend time in nature. Go volunteer at a adoption center or go to a zoo. It's kind of reminding me I need to go to a zoo. This is also when you're going for your nature walks out there and observe the animals around you. If you have pets, spend more time with them. Look, drink tea. I said tea in the Ten of Cups card, did I not? Right? Maybe instead of wine, you should be drinking tea. And again, I can't tell you what to do. I'm a huge tea fiend. I'm fine with a glass of wine. I totally forgot I have a bottle of wine there that I could drink a little bit. I can clear that. It's from Trader Joe's. It's watermelon wine or something. Oh my God, it's phenomenal. And what's interesting is it didn't cost much, but I was like, remember even sometimes with the cheaper cost things, and I know I'm talking about, I'm not cheap, but I'm talking about like my worth, about what I'm giving out. But when it comes to things like that, like I think I talked about, I could wear a Target dress with a Saint Laurent handbag, right? It's what makes me happy. And it feels good. And that wine, I don't know why I'm talking about it, because it's in the fridge. That wine there is like amazing. But every now and again, I will drink that, but I'm drinking more tea and water than anything else. It's part of my health. So let's see. Oh, it's getting humid now. Now the breeze stopped. Oh my God, what happened to the breeze? It was feeling nice a little bit, but okay. Thank you for the breeze earlier. I'm like looking at the reflection of the palm trees here. So let's see what other messages the archangels have for us. And we'll get a message from the masculine too. I feel it. Thank you. You hear the thunder? Thunderstorm. What other guidance do we have here, Holy Spirit? Oh, real quick, I just heard the word natural. I heard natural beauty. The Empress. Understanding your natural beauty. Don't be insecure about yourself. Dress the way you want to dress. You don't have to put makeup on all the time. It's funny because they're reminding me this because they told me again, don't put makeup on for this week's reading, Jess. Be yourself. And I got a little bit self-conscious of like, because, you know, I talk about what my eyes are some of my favorite features. And it's like, no, let me put my eye makeup on. God said, no. Wear your terry cloth romper. If anybody wants to know, this is from Walmart, by the way. But I love these things, especially for the summer. But anyway, just fix your hair up a bit. Put your jewelry on, right? Because I've got the Empress stuff here, but it's like you don't need to wear your makeup today. I'm like, okay. Natural beauty. A masculine is going to want to see this. Scars and all, no makeup and all, right? But remember, this is about dressing the part, dressing how you want to dress. Be you, your authentic self. She's fully her authentic self. But she doesn't have to wear the things that just don't, it's like, she can try new things and she'll be surprised. Oh, I didn't know that I was going to look good in that, or I didn't know that I could like look this sexy in this or whatever. But again, don't try to force the situation. But remember, Empresses, you dress the part, right? I could have had my hair all pulled up or whatever, not put my jewelry on or whatever. I'm still, that's part of me. My adornments, right? But God's like, don't put on the makeup. That's fine. That's natural beauty. Right? Some of you are still self-conscious about your body image. You need to put makeup all the time because you're afraid to show the blemishes and things like that. No. The masculine wants to see you for who you are. If you want to wear a baseball t-shirt, by all means. Right? But there's like dressing it up too, not being overly plain, if that makes sense, but it's putting your spin to it. Angels are waiting for you to ask them for help. They can't help you if you don't ask. Ask the angels, what should I do about this job situation? What should I do about my family life? What should I do about whatever? You know what you need to ask them. But remember, when God sends the help, when the angels send you the help, they're going to send it to you in ways you weren't expecting. Case in point, you were asking God to find a better job or to get out of this thing about being overworked, overpaid, whatever. You want more peace in your life. Remember, you got to put in the hard work to get there. And God sends you an empress, or God sends you a teacher, right? This is a student teacher. This is mentorship or membership. This keeps coming up. God says, hey, there's a walking away from something, a leveling up into something. God sending you a teacher, somebody for you to be more the student, or for you, this is also a leveling up too, again. Leveling up in something. You're asking for the help, but God is sending you the help because He needs you to do the work to get the miracle. He needs you to do the work to get into the vibration to have God answer the prayer. You got to be part of the manifestation work. You got to be part of the miracle. You got to get to here and start taking better care of yourself. Because some of you are not in an energetic vibration to attract what you've been asking for. And yes, there's always divine timing with it. Some of you need to be asking, how can I improve my health? How or who can help me get to a higher vibration? But they send you the person, and that person's like, I can help you, but you got to do the work. You got to invest in your personal growth. You got to level up. Faith over fear. You got to have that faith to take that next step, to level up, to leave that job. Whatever this is also for the masculine collective, where you need to ask God for more faith. Augment my faith, my strength, and my trust in you, God. That's what I've been asking for every single day. It's also for the masculine collective because some of them are about to approach the feminine. Because before, the masculines were like focused upon work and status and career. Now they're like, no, that's not what I want anymore. So that because they're coming back around, right? 8 of Cups, they're I don't want this lifestyle anymore. I don't want to do this anymore. I want you in my life, right? Baby, you're all that I need. The Bon Jovi song, Bed of Roses song. They're really mustering up that faith, asking the angels and God, give me the faith, give me the faith, give me the trust, like give me the courage to actually express this to the feminine. And look, breathe, the bottom of the deck. Just breathe. This is a Backstreet Boys song. This is a Faith Hill song. They do love you. Your family loves you. Your mentors love you. Your teachers love you. Your mother loves you. Whatever that is. Your counterpart loves you. This is also for the masculines. Your Empress does love you. They're not in pain. They're not suffering. The ones who are truly in their feminine power, they're not pissed at you. They're not angry with you. You will be able to feel this. You need to trust your intuition with that Queen of Cups energy. Speak up. Speak up, asking the angels. But remember, accept the help. If people have been coming to you to help you with something, and they do, you better pay attention to it. That is an answer to your prayer. Other people give you answers to your prayer. Other things, synchronicities, give you answers to your prayer. You got to speak up and ask for what it is that you want. But remember, it won't always come to you and how you're asking it. This is also for the masculine collective to speak up. Because a true Empress is going to love you unconditionally. They are very forgiving and very understanding. Even patient. Because they know you needed to put in a lot of work in yourself too. To get you to that high vibration so both of you can have this together. Because this doesn't work when both are vibrating at the highest frequency of all, or the agape level. Top of the deck. Thoughts are out of balance regarding financial and material matters. See, 666. You keep seeing sixes. You're not trusting that God will provide. Material and financial matters. What did I say about money? Again, spend time with animals. Look at how God provides for the animals. They're all taken care of. You're more important than the animals. So God will take care of you. And when you're doing what you love, you are doing your mission work, He's going to support you. Uh-oh. Look, again, 888, financial and material abundance is coming, or coming. We saw this in the live last night. When you get your thoughts in an abundant mindset, like the Empress, and you're patiently waiting for that to come in, it will come in. She's all about abundance, but she finds abundance in peace, tranquility, health first before the material comes in, because she's got to be vibrating at that frequency before the money comes in. And again, I shuffled, thoughts are manifesting at a very rapid rate. The infinity symbol, you have all the potential in the world to achieve this level of consciousness, of vibration, but you've got to put in a lot of hard work into that. But it's also about creating what you love, doing what you love. All right, so lastly, we're gonna get a message from the masculine here. Just try not to be, wow, it's another one of those big things. I know why this reading is taking longer than usual, because not everybody is going to have the patience to watch this, to get the true guidance that they need. It takes work. It takes patience. God's trying to see who's going to be paying attention. Everybody wants a quick fix. They want a quick runner, a quick message. Thank you, God. Oh, caprice. I'm hearing winds of change. By the Scorpion, right? That's a great song. All right, so let's see what the masculines want to say. Holy Spirit, Archangels, please and thank you. Thank you for your wisdom, your guidance, your support, and your clarity. I'm hearing an ejaculation. That's hilarious. Oh. Kiss Me at Midnight, Dance into the Morning Light. That's actually the NSYNC Kiss Me at Midnight song. It's a New Year's song. But there's a message in that too. This is also about they think about you a lot at night. There's something about the midnight hour. This is also confirming my cat. Midnight, because there are two cats here. So they're just confirming something for me. So Midnight's here. My cat's here. Thank you, Midnight. This is also about maybe they're showing up at the midnight hour. Oh my God, guys, it's a blue jay. Again. That's the second time this week, in a week, where the blue jays are showing up towards the end of the reading. The blue jays right here. Now the mosquitoes are gonna come after me. You can't fucking make it up. They're showing up at the right time. What the heck was I just talking about? There's something about communication at night or something like that. Maybe somebody working the midnight oil. Was that what it's called? Something like that. Somebody is working too hard. Somebody's working like a third shift or something. They're working very hard on something. It's like, again, somebody doesn't go to sleep or something like that. I said something about not getting sleep. Someone's not going to bed by the time midnight rolls around, or someone's just like doing way too much, and you're probably working, I don't know, 16 hours, 18 hours, and you're just, you keep going and going and going and going, and you're not getting any rest type of thing. But there's more again about they look at your pictures at night, late at night, or they think about you late at night, watch videos, if you have videos out there or something, I said pictures, your text messages, something like that. I'm also hearing with the Kiss Me at Midnight card, something about you telepathically communicating with him at the end of the day. And maybe they kiss you at night, midnight, and you don't know it while you're asleep. I don't know. I'm getting different messages with that. There also something about with your inner masculine about if you, something about when midnight comes around, if you haven't finished something or whatever, kind of like turn off the TV or stop looking at your phone, or like maybe midnight should be a good time for you to wind down. I don't know, something along that. You guys know what this is. Bottom of the deck, I'm going through a tough time right now. It's not you. I just need more time and need some space. See, for some of you, your masculines are going through a lot. There could be a loss of a mother. There could be a loss of a job. There could be loss of something financial, loss of some sort of prestige or accolade, or I don't know, family issues, okay? Something with the mother, something with an ex-spouse. Now it's raining. Abundance. This is also about some of you are disappointed because, or you work with this person, and it's like you're wanting to have this 10 of Cups, but you're not in the vibration for it yet. Right? They're going through a difficult time. That 3 of Swords, remember, as I said, be grateful for your person anyway, because they're teaching you to become this. This is exactly what my person did. We wouldn't be here if it weren't for him, if it weren't for this journey, if it weren't for God. I could totally be in complete world of crazy shit. That's not what God wanted for me, but I had to listen to God, right? So some of you, your person's going through some difficulties. 3 of Swords is here. With family, with work. It could be all of it. With the mother of their child, with family, and with work. 3 of Swords. They're going through a lot of stuff right now. It's probably because you are going through a lot too. Remember, you're mirroring each other. When the feminine starts overcoming the tough time, the masculine is going to be able to overcome their tough time too. Okay? They need some space. Give them that space. I'm pretty sure you would want some space too. Okay? And yeah, they could be going through a lot, and then at midnight they try to find some comfort from you. Right? You have more of an understanding, but some of you gotta continue leveling up as that Empress here to help not only yourself but your masculines out. But there is like a lot going on here. Yeah, there could be job loss, parent loss, some death in the family, some loss or something. Somebody's grieving over something. There's a lot. There's a lot for some of you. There's a lot going on too. All right, remember, just breathe. This is also about the masculines having that faith over fear to talk to the feminines that they were going through a lot. Probably everything that I just said. This is very difficult for me, and I just couldn't express that to you with the Queen of Cups. I couldn't tell you what was going on. And they're very disappointed that they made the mistake, but it wasn't really a mistake. They were disappointed that they caused the separation, or they said, well, if I could have just been able to open up to them, it would have helped the situation. But this probably happened because, again, we all have free will. There was a choice, but there was a purpose in that choice, right? Purpose in the pain. So just know that you have to give them some space, pray for them, ask the angels to give them the strength to overcome these difficult times. That helps them tremendously. Don't just be asking for them to communicate with you and why can't they tell me how they feel? They can't because they're going through a lot. You can't expect somebody to communicate with you what's going on if they can't express it, or they're not able to do it because of what's going on. And they're not going to bring you into a relationship where they're going through all this stuff. They don't want you in that. So some of you need to be asking the angels to help your masculine. Help them to have more faith in themselves and in God, and that they can get out of this situation. Oh, that feels refreshing. See, I asked for a breeze, and they brought me rain afterwards. This feels a lot better. But I'm nearing the end of my reading, but still, it's good enough. And of course, that's a sign. For some of you who are in alignment, financial material abundance is coming. Just because I'm silent doesn't mean I don't want to talk to you, because I do, because they're going through the shit. They're going through their karmic lessons, karmic situations. You need to understand that. And if they're projecting stuff onto you, I'm getting bit already. That's why I'm kind of, mosquitoes like to bite me up. Silence does not mean that they hate you. They don't want to talk to you. They do. They're going through stuff. They have to handle it on their own, though. But you've got to be the one to be strong for the both of you. You got to be the one to do your work and to get yourself into this. Stop feeling insecure. Oh, they must not like me. I must not be beautiful enough. I must be like horrible to them. No, they're going through stuff. It's part. That's why with the feminine, you can't take it personally. You cannot take it personally. There's more than meets the eye here. Transformers. I wish I would have told you how I felt when I had the chance. What was I saying? It's time for permanent union. Be prepared. I have something to give you. I hope you like it. I fantasize a lot about you, about us. What did I say about like at nighttime? Yep. They also fantasize about that 10 of Cups with you, having that family, they imagine you just sitting next to each other, listening to music or whatever, and just chilling out. That's it. It's a beautiful place to be. I wouldn't mind that at all. Because it kind of gets a little bit lonely when I'm watching a movie by myself or just chilling out by myself, you know? But I do it. Remember, though, some of you, your person's going to tell you this. As I said, I wish I would have told you what was going on, how I felt. I have a gift for you. Others of you, they're still going through the stuff. You have no idea what you do to me at the top of the deck. I wrote a poem for you. I'm working on my healing. Please be patient with me. You see? Oh, that feels really nice. Ooh. No wonder why they wanted me to sit here, because I usually sit over there at the place that I do these readings for the weekly. I would have gotten wet. It would have totally disrupted the reading. Anyway, there's your huge message for this week. I'm hearing it again. This message is very important. It cannot be ignored. If you made it to the end, you got your guidance. Now it's up to you what you do with it. You're just a messenger. You're not going to get this 10 of Cups without doing the hard work to get to here. And to overcoming this sadness, pain, grief, suffering, separation. You cannot have any pain in your heart space if you want this to happen in your life with your person. Okay? And for a lot of you, you can't be in your 9-to-5 job either. That's what God pulled me out of my job. Gratitude is everything. Even being grateful for your masculine, because if you're not grateful for your masculine, God's like, I'm not giving you your masculine if you're not grateful. Okay. All right. Don't forget, I have 20% off of my summer readings, my summer 2022 forecast readings. It's going to help a lot, because some of you, your summers are going to be big. Others of you, your summers are going to be challenging. There's going to be life-changing. There's a lot of work to do for the summer. There's 3 different types of readings. You can get 20% off any one of those 3 readings. All the information is in the description box. Memberships. You want to upgrade it. Cancel the one you have before you upgrade. Okay? Have faith in that. If you keep being called and this keeps coming up for a reason. I do coaching as well. You can do a live reading with me if you want, but you just have to sign up for the live version and tell me what reading you want in the form that comes up when you book a reading. Yeah, so if you're having a hard time with payments there, you can do payment plans. My site offers payment plans. If the 2-week payment plan doesn't work for you, come talk to me. We can work something out. If you're really, really wanting like a package or like a particular reading or something, just let me know, okay? We can negotiate something that will work for both of us. Did they bite my toe? I do not like it when mosquitoes bite my toes. That's going to be a pain in the butt. Okay. Woo! That's going to be fun. The memberships, yeah, there's different tiers, different benefits. There's a 7-day free trial if you don't have a membership already. For some of the memberships, no hard feelings, right? If you cancel it, try it out. No harm, no foul. So I have those available. I do have my other individual services, okay? Services that are just for the counterparts as well. Healing services, you name it. A lot of my memberships have like bonus readings and other fun stuff. Members only live readings where I do about 3 to 4 a month. Those are a lot of fun. I'm putting a lot more of my content onto my membership program, which is also my mentorship program, by the way, because God has been telling me to not put so much stuff onto YouTube, right? So this is what I have for you. I really do hope it helps. I really do hope it helps you. Yeah. Have a fantastic week, guys. And again, if you have any questions about anything at all, please do not hesitate to ask me. Don't forget to like and share this if you haven't already. Yeah, so, you know, just go in with this. Stop feeling insecure. Be grateful, even for the difficult times in your life, okay? Because they're teaching you some big things. I'm grateful to all the people who've really taught me some hardcore lessons, okay? I'm grateful for the difficulties and challenges and the pain, the heartbreak that God has put me in and made me a much stronger, much more wise person. It made me more this, right? All right, guys, thank you for watching this video, for subscribing to this channel if you haven't already, and for illuminating that thumbs up button. I would greatly appreciate it. I wish you the best time always. I send you so, so much love. They're biting the crap out of me. And I hope I illuminated your well-being today. Again, this is Jess from Capella Wellness. Starring out.